Part 10. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 92. It took another half day for Hinata to practice the Shuriken Shadow Clone technique. The practice comes to an end. The reason is that the Shuriken Shadow Clone technique is currently too useless. Yes, it is. Although this technique is rated as a level. But when used normally, the lethality is not even as good as a C-level flame technique. After all, the essence of this jutsu is to conjure up a giant pile of shurikens. It's no different than throwing a bunch of shurikens with your hands. To really show the power of this technique, it needs to be paired with a giant shuriken. Imagine throwing a giant shuriken, casting a spell, and instantly a bunch of giant shurikens appear. Cutting grass on the battlefield is simply not fun. More importantly, the feedback mechanism of the shadow clone. After the clone explodes, the chakra will return to the main body. Although it will consume some of it, this is almost a ninjutsu with very low consumption. But the current problem is, Hinata Hikaru did not have a giant shuriken in his hand. Her chakra capacity is currently not enough to support her from releasing a large number of giant shurikens. We need to put it aside for the time being and see if we can combine it with other physical techniques or ninjutsu to make magical changes. This may be a relatively long-term issue. Hinata decided to put it aside for now. What made Sarutobi Ryo happier was that Hinata didn't have dinner at his house at night. There is no chance to say, hey, it smells so good. This is excellent. The next day, Monday. Hinata often goes to school. Because he won first place in the class examination, Hinata Hikari has definitely become the focus of everyone's attention. When she came to the ninja school, she saw everyone looking at her with inexplicable expressions. It contains various expressions of jealousy, envy, and anger. Needless to say, envy and jealousy. Angry because Hinata Hikaru stole many people's wallets that day but still didn't challenge them. Gaga, I know that I am good looking, so you don't have to show it so obviously. Hinata looked around and said with a smile. Shameless. Everyone cursed in unison. I saw someone gearing up and wanted to fight with Hinata Hikaru. However, due to a series of previous incidents, security on campus has been strengthened. A ninja teacher came over and said, hey, no gatherings to fight, please disperse. So, the students left with various looks in their eyes. Walking to the door of the classroom, under the sign 102, Hinata entered very arrogantly. Everyone glanced at her and then turned around. After experiencing these things, Hinata Hikaru became the leader of Class 2 and became a being that no one dared to mess with. No matter how arrogant she is, no one dares to say no. The only ones who can compete with Hinata Hikari are Hinata Xiao and Namikaze Minato. They are obviously in the same group as Hinata Hikari. So, in this class, this leader is the greatest. Yes, you are the most powerful. Some students nodded feebly. The sun shines for thousands of years, a barrel of paste. Even some students shouted a couple of slogans. Looking at this scene, Namikaze Minato couldn't help but smile. Good morning, Hikari-san. A customary greeting. It's like the ceiling you see every morning when you wake up. Well, it's early for you too. Hinata sat down. Soon, the head teacher Tangzi arrived. Okay, everyone, go back to your seats. Teacher Do stood in the lecture hall and looked around at the students. First of all, I will announce something. Due to some special reasons, I will take at least a week's holiday starting from this afternoon. As soon as Do's finished speaking, the students exclaimed in disbelief, followed by thunderous cheers. After comforting the students, Do's cleared his throat and continued. I think some students already know what's going on. Yes, the semi-annual Chuunin exams are about to begin. Dozawa announced the big event that was about to happen. Chuunin exam. The so-called Chunin examination is a test for genin to become Chunin. It is held twice a year. Generally speaking, it is an important occasion for major powers to observe their national strength. During the Chunin examination, the whole village of Konoha is under martial law. At the same time, the ninja school may also be used as the examination venue for the written examination. At the time, it was just a possibility. At this time of year, the ninja school will have a holiday, which lasts for at least 7 days. Remember, during this period, stay at home and don't run around, and Dozawa asked the students to pay attention. At the same time, in order to get the students to stay at home, Tangs even coaxed and threatened them. The ninjas from Wagyu will kidnap you and the ninjas from Wagyu will also eat children. The students were stunned for a while. The 4 classes in the morning passed quickly. After the school bell rang, the students cheered and ran out of the classroom. Hikari-san, do you have any plans for this week? Walking on campus, Minato Namikaze followed Hikaru Hinata. My leader has no plans, but I am very interested in the Chunin exam. I heard that Hyuga Hisashi will also participate. And Hinata Hinashi. Hinata Xiao added next to her. He and Hinata Hikaru were on their way. This has been the case for the past 6 months. It is said that all the 5 major nations will participate in this Chunin exam. Namikaze Minato pondered. 5 major countries. Hidden Leaf Village in the Land of Fire. Hidden Mist Village in the Land of Water. Iwagakure Village in the Land of Earth. Cloud Hidden Village in the Kingdom of Thunder. Sand Hidden Village in the Land of Winds. The 5 most powerful countries and ninja villages standing at the top of the ninja world. Why are there 5 major countries? Hinata Xiao was puzzled. Among the big countries, Konoha's current only ally is Sunagakure village. Theoretically speaking, only allies will be invited to participate in the Chunin exams. Although Konoha Hidden Village and several other villages have peace agreements, after all, they are only agreements, not allies. I'm afraid Namikaze Minato stopped talking. It's because the second ninja war is about to break out. Hinata Hikaru finally said something that was not convenient for Minato Namikaze to say. The reason why Namikaze Minato is inconvenient is because as a normal person, there are certain things that cannot be said carelessly. Hinata Hikari no longer has this worry. Because what she said would be regarded as crazy by others. This Chunin exam should be a test of national strength among the 5 major nations. I see. R.I. Xiangxiao nodded, not confused, but believed it directly. The calm before the storm. Test each other's attitudes through competition between the younger generations. This Chunin exam was actually a pre-war meeting between the 5 major powers. The venue is naturally the country of fire, which has the best land and rich products. There are other small countries. Namikaze Minato said again. Kayan Village, Yuyan Village, Longjian Village. These small countries will also come to participate as embellishments. Of course, their purpose is different from that of the 5 major countries. These small countries worked hard to collect enough intelligence and grasp the trends of the ninja world before the war started. This was their main purpose. Everything is for survival. Mobile Station. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 93. The location of the Chunin exams is different every year. The villages participating in the exams have also changed with the changes in the allies. Konoha is the home of the Chunin exams. Now it has gone through many wars. The Chunin exams are usually independent within the village. Finish. As they walked, Namikaze Minato explained. The magical Namikaze Kong seems to know everything. Even Pydaxia couldn't help but admire his knowledge and brains. The day will come when we will take the Chunin exams. Hinata Xiao murmured. They must become genin before they can take the Chunin exams. As for genin, only those who graduate from the ninja school can take on the role. The graduation age of genin varies depending on individual talents and whether it is a war period. My leader is a genius. In fact, he should jump directly to take the Chunin exam right now. Sponge Light said casually, which aroused Pai Daxiao's contempt. Still as cheeky as ever. Okay, this is very Hyaga. The Chunin examination, also known as the Dance Forest Tournament, or the best martial arts tournament in the world. Various scenes and words appeared in Hinata's mind. Let's go buy a ticket and watch it then. In any case, the final assessment will be at the Konoha venue. Hinata Hikaru decided to watch the final exam. At night, the mansion of the Hyaga clan. Xiaoguang, it's time to eat. Footsteps and voices sounded in the corridor. Hinata Chiu was standing nearby. Oh. Hinata Hikaru, who was practicing, stopped forming seals, and then followed Hinata Chiu to a dining room. When she passed by, it was already full of people. Around the table, like her, were people from different families. Hinata Hikaru walked to his own seat, and sat down. During the meal, the tribesmen chatted with each other, and the atmosphere was harmonious. Starting tomorrow is the semi-annual Chunin examination. The Patriarch and Lord Liang Chen have told us not to run around. Because there are many people who covet the Byakugan of our Hyaga clan. The tribesmen were chattering away, and Hinata Hikaru, who was holding a bowl of rice, also heard something from their conversation. There are a lot of bad guys who want to get a look, and it's possible to cause trouble during the Chuyunin exams. Although the branch family members have the seal of the caged bird on their foreheads to protect their Byakugan from leaking out, there are always people in other ninja villages who do not believe in evil and want to try it. The so-called possession of a treasure is a crime. Soon, everyone was talking about the contestants taking the Chunin exam. This time people from the 5 major countries are coming. Well, I heard there are many powerful ninjas. Hyuga Hisashi and Hisashi-sama of our clan are also going to participate. Listening to everyone's words, Hinata just picked at the rice very calmly. Ah, that melancholic boy who is so charming that he doesn't pay for his life is about to become a Chuyunin. Next to her, Hinata Mommy came over for unknown reasons. Since that incident, Hinata Mommy's attitude has changed a lot. She was referring to Hinata Hisashi. Hinata continued to eat. I heard that during this period, Mr. Hizu has carried out several B-level missions. Judging from his confident appearance, he should be sure of winning this Chunin exam. D-level tasks include weeding, catching cats and dogs, and even babysitting children. C-level missions, escorting, eliminating bandits, and catching prisoners. Only in B-level missions will ninjas appear, and then ninja fights will occur. Starting from this level of missions, there is usually a high probability of death. Really? You are worthy of being a member of the Zone family. It's really amazing. All kinds of envious voices echoed in this room. Hinata Mommy, who was very immersed in the topic because Hinata Hisashi became a topic, changed her expression. It's obvious that she really hates Hinata Hisashi, or maybe people from the clan. Hinata Hikaru saw her appearance, and then everyone's envious eyes, and suddenly said something that almost made everyone angry. God, let's talk about it. In this Chunin exam, Hinata might have their eyes gouged out by bad guys. Puff. Everyone collectively sprayed rice. Hey Hinata Hikaru, you can eat randomly, but you can't talk nonsense. Someone from the tribe immediately stopped Hinata's nonsense. Quack. Hinata laughed strangely and looked around at everyone. It was you who just said it? If Hinata Hizu and the others find out, this leader will say it was you who said it. At this time, everyone closed their mouths and no longer dared to talk nonsense. In Nyoda's room, the only sound left was the sound of eating rice. The annoying voice disappeared, and Hinata Mommy's mood became much more stable. Turning her eyes, Hinata Mommy suddenly realized that Hinata Hikari might become her ally. Hates Hinata and Hayashi or the clan's allies. She looked at Hinata Hikari, and then smiled. I didn't expect you to be very smart, Hinata Hikari. Gaga, this leader is very smart to begin with. Yes, yes, you are such a clever little kid. Invisibly, the relationship between Hinata Mommy and Hinata Hikaru has become much closer. The next day, Hinata Hikari ran to the street early in the morning. The wide-open meeting door, the city gate of Konoha, saw many ninjas from other countries walking in one after another. The Chuunin exams are in a week, so many ninjas will arrive early to go through the formalities. Hinata looked at the ninjas from other countries curiously. When she looked at others, others were also looking at her. When the other ninjas in the ninja village saw Hinata Hikaru's eyes, their eyelids twitched. They recognized Hinata Hikari's exquisite and clear eyes. Envy, jealousy, desire. Various complex emotions appeared on the faces of these ninjas. In the ninja world, there are only two kinds of ninja. Ordinary ninjas and plug-in ninjas. Things like Sharingan and Byakugan are proper plug-ins. Although there are high and low levels of plug-ins. For example, if the power of the six paths is applied to a pig, it will reach the lower limit of the six paths level. Eye rolls are common. But compared to ordinary people who are alone and don't have any cheats, this is a benefit that they can't even dream of. And it is different from the blood inheritance limits such as ice escape, melting escape, and land escape. Eyes such as Sharingan and Byakugan are advanced blood stains that can be dug out and used like hot swapping. Therefore, everyone in the ninja world covets these blood stains that can be taken. Suddenly, a gust of wind blew by, blowing the hair on Hinata's forehead, revealing the hair that had been covered up. The ninjas couldn't help but curled their lips, showing disappointment. What? It turned out to be a child from a separated family. Knowing that it was useless to separate the families, they shook their heads and went about their business. Mobile Station. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 94. After a while, Hinata Xiao and Namikaze Minato also arrived. The three of them observed for a while. This Chunin exam was indeed as rumored. It's not just Tsunagakure that is an ally of Konoha. Even Cloud Hidden Village, Iwagakure Village, and Kirigakure Village came to take the exam. A feeling of impending storm weighed on everyone's hearts. As we all know, it has been nearly 20 years since the first ninja war ended. In the past few years, there have been constant frictions at the borders of various countries, and there is a feeling that war is about to break out. After nearly 20 years of renovation, militant factions and conspirators from various countries have reared their heads and started to cause trouble. According to the speculations of Konoha's top brass, the second ninja war may break out soon. So many years of rest and recuperation are enough for major countries to launch new wars. Plunder, possess, capture territory. These things are eternal and people's greed will never be satisfied. The outbreak of the war seems to have nothing to do with Hinata Hikari and others, but in fact it has a lot to do with it. If a war breaks out, children like them will graduate early and be sent to the battlefield. It is very likely that it will die prematurely before it has time to grow. This was the reason for the grade department test a few days ago. In addition, because the Chunin exams are about to begin, the streets of Konoha are also becoming lively. Not only the commercial street, but also various vendors pushing carts. Some sell local products, some sell food and snacks, and some sell toys. This situation is very lively. Of course, in such a lively situation, security personnel are indispensable. On the streets, the police force responsible for public security was the Uchiha clan, as well as other Konoha ninjas who were temporarily added. In the darkness, there are many teams coordinated by the third-generation Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen and Shimura Danzo. Not only ninjas from the 5 major countries, but also ninjas from other small countries can be seen on the streets. Longian, Yuyan, Kayan. The 3 of them didn't notice at all that an Uchiha ninja patrolling the streets always looked at them casually. To be precise, towards the daylight. Humph. The corner of this Uchiha clan's ninja's mouth curled up, and his eyes immediately turned away, looking at the 3 grass ninjas passing by. "I'll leave this to you, I'll go look elsewhere," the Uchiha ninja said to several temporary subordinates. "Hi." Several Konoha ninjas nodded quickly and watched him leave respectfully. But as soon as this Uchiha ninja left, 2 people showed disdain on their faces. "You really think of yourself as a person? Arrogant Uchiha." These people were all temporarily recruited to be strong men. Because the total population of the Uchiha clan is only over 1, the total number of ninjas is only over 2. If it is to maintain law and order in normal times, it is completely sufficient, but for such a big incident, it is completely insufficient. Therefore, those Konoha ninjas who usually perform tasks outside will stay in the village during the Chuunin exams. In addition to helping maintain law and order, they are also just in case ninjas from other countries cause trouble. "Shh, keep it down so he doesn't hear you." Another person immediately stopped him and looked around. However, people are arrogant and have the capital to be arrogant. Why, could it be that Uchiha Takano has gone to heaven? The 2 Konoha shinobi showed their disdain at the right time. It turns out that this Uchiha ninja's name is Uchiha Takano. It's not like God, but I have opened the Sharingan. As soon as these words came out, the 2 Konoha ninjas became silent again. With the Sharingan activated, even if they are Chuunin of the same rank, the huge difference is as big as clouds and mud. The Uchiha clan was originally rich in elites. With the Sharingan, all kinds of leapfrogging monsters are a breeze. The 3 grass ninjas were walking on the street, pointing at the sights of Konoha, with excited expressions on their faces. Although the 3 of them are already 20 years old, this is the first time they have come to Konoha to take the Chunin examination. Kayan village is Zyuran village. Moreover, it is a poor and backward ninja village recognized in the ninja world. In terms of strength, let alone competing with the 5 major countries, even if they are close, they must be stabilized. Ninjas like them are just a bunch of chickens and dogs in the eyes of the great ninjas. To put it simply, it is like a group of farmers entering the Grand View Garden. But even a farmer is a real ninja, and he has been immersed in ninja for many years. Since you dare to take the Chunin exam, you should have 2 skills. Although the number of Chunin in Kusagakura village is not as large as that of the 5 major nations, there are always some. Since a Chuunin can appear, it means there is someone who can succeed in the test. This shows that even Zyuran village has various talents with hidden dragons and crouching tigers. Uchiha Takano followed the 3 grass ninjas slowly. After a tour, the 3 grass ninjas suddenly felt a little urgent to urinate, so they randomly found a deserted alley and relieved themselves there. When they pulled up their pants and were about to come out, they found a figure standing at the exit of the alley. "Oops, I've been discovered," the sharp-eyed grass ninja shouted. "Hey, let me just say, you can't urinate anywhere in a great ninja village and be discovered so quickly." The grass ninja in the middle shook his head. "It's my fault that they didn't set up special public toilets," the last grass ninja complained. "Feed you 3. Uchiha Takano took a few steps forward, allowing the 3 grass ninjas to see his appearance and clothing clearly. "He's from the Konoha police department. Uchiha clan. It's over now, it's time to get caught." The 3 grass ninjas muttered to each other. Uchiha Takano, on the other hand, just had no expression on his face and moved forward slowly, and did not stop until he reached the 3 of them. "Look into my eyes." "What?" The 3 grass ninjas looked into Uchiha Takano's eyes unconsciously. The eyes that were supposed to be black turned red in the blink of an eye. The pupil in the center of the eye suddenly shrank, and a black megatama appeared in it. 1 and 2, a total of 4 megatama, appeared in 2 eyes respectively. Writing will I. Uchiha Takano whispered softly, and the 4 black megatama rotated rapidly. It is the Sharingan Genjutsu of the Uchiha clan. Gaga, what are you doing? Uchiha Takano was startled and turned around suddenly. Along the way, he felt that no one was following him, but why? Only when Uchiha Takano turned around did he realize that. It turned out to be her. The person who appeared behind Uchiha Takano was Hikari Hinata. White eyes. In addition to having farsightedness, he also has the ability to see through. Then it's normal for this guy to find himself. But, could it be that she is the roundworm in her heart that actually knows her inner thoughts? Mobile Station. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 95. Uchiha Takano was puzzled, and so was Hinata Hikari. Her relationship with Uchiha Takano actually dates back to her previous life. At that time, someone hired a murderer to murder her at this time. Hinata Hikaru never figured out what was going on. Today, the answer seems to have finally been revealed. Gaga, Uchiha sexy angel, I can't believe it, I can't believe it. Uchiha Takano didn't know what Uchiha sexy angel was. But to Hinata Hikari, this man with the hairstyle was an extremely familiar person. Uchiha Takano, male, elite Shuyunin. In fact, if a real man uses all his firepower for a few minutes, he will have a fighting power that is not inferior to that of an elite Jounin. Of course, the key point is the hairstyle. Seeing him made Hinata want to play basketball. Uchiha Takano has almost mastered the extreme changes in the nature of fire. One trick can be eaten all over the world. While he has exposed his great weakness of being afraid of water, he also possesses a strong combat power that can defeat everyone he meets. And compared to other Uchiha, Uchiha Gao is more ambitious and has a higher IQ. A very troublesome Uchiha. The current Hinata Hikaru is not Uchiha Takano's opponent. However, Hinata Hikari brought her brothers here today. If you don't accept it, a group of people will beat you up. Of course, if we really can't beat him, I will run away. It was naturally impossible for Uchiha Takano to be afraid of 3 elementary school students. He even pretended not to recognize Hinata Hikaru. The police department here is handling a case, and the rest of the crowd should leave immediately. Uchiha Takano's scolding was full of majesty. As a law enforcer, Uchiha Takano's fierce aura has been shaped by long-term law enforcement. If ordinary people were given such a drink by him, they would immediately become like birds and beasts. Hinata is naturally not an ordinary person. She took a step forward and looked at Uchiha Takano, seemingly unafraid of those scarlet eyes. In charge of the case, Uchiha Takano, you want to harm my leader. Hinata Hikari is very confident, as if the leader of the cult knows everything. You used Sharingan Genjutsu to hypnotize 3 grass ninjas, and then wanted these 3 genin scum to murder my leader. I don't know if what I said is right. As soon as Hinata Hikaru finished speaking, Uchiha Takano's expression changed. No matter how powerful he is, he still can't figure out how Hikaru Hinata knew about his plan. That's right. Just like Hikari said. He really wanted to use the 3 Kusanagi to deal with Hikari. Xiangxiao's expression also changed. These 3 people. Hinata Xiao quickly scanned the 3 grass ninjas. There's something wrong with the chakra flow in their brains. The Sharingan can be manipulated to interfere with the brain or affect a wider range of bodies. The eyes of the 3 grass ninjas were blank and empty, which was abnormal at first glance. Just like in the original work, Uchiha Itachi used Sharingan to control a woman to lure away Jiraiya. Uchiha Takano can do the same thing. And compared to controlling ordinary people, controlling ninjas can do more things. For example, he ordered 3 people to assassinate Hinata Hikaru. He. Uchiha Takano smiled. Calm, even a little relaxed. If there is a traitor, terminate the transaction. Generally speaking, normal people would choose this way. But he is Uchiha Takano. I saw Uchiha Takano put his hand into his pocket. This action aroused the vigilance of Hinata Xiao and Namikaze Minato. Through Hinata's description just now, the two of them knew the current situation clearly. Uchiha Takano wanted to kill Hinata Hikaru. Although I don't know what's going on with this little brother, it doesn't affect Hinata Xiao's success. Compared to the two people who were on guard, Hinata Hikaru still had a smile on her face. The next moment, Uchiha Takano stretched out his hand. Took out a lighter and a cigarette. Uchiha Takano lit the cigarette, took a puff, and exhaled blue smoke. The Byakugan of the Hyuga clan is really annoying. At that time, the reason why Konoha was willing to allow the Hyuga clan, a strange family, to join was that besides not seizing power, there was another most important reason. That is, the Byakugan of the Hyuga clan defeated the Sharingan of the Uchiha clan. The Sharingan of the Uchiha clan can be used for fighting. It can also be used for intrigues and political struggles. Sharingan genjutsu can be activated by simply looking into each other's eyes, and in some cases, even without looking into each other's eyes. This weird ability is hard to guard against. The higher UPS in Konoha are afraid that Uchiha will manipulate the villagers and even the higher UPS. Therefore, they agreed to allow the Hyuga clan to join the village of Konoha. The Byakugan of the Hyuga clan can see through the flow of chakra in the human body. The essence of illusion is to exert control over the brain or body. When a person falls under a genjutsu, there will be some problems with the flow of chakra in the body. This situation cannot be noticed by others, but the Hyuga clan can see through it at a glance. In the original work, even Uchiha Shisui's other gods, known as the most powerful genjutsu, were easily defeated by Ao's second-hand Byakugan from the Kirigakura village next door. The most powerful illusion, but it is no match for a second-hand Byakugan. In other words, as long as the Hyuga clan is around, the Uchiha clan will not even think about using their Sharingan to make small moves. Quack, you guys with pink eyes are quite annoying too. Hinata retorted without hesitation. Uchiha Takano suddenly looked around. No one is there, he said. I will deal with you 3 together, Uchiha Takano threatened. Gaga, don't be stupid. If the leader dares to walk in like this, he has naturally been prepared for the village chief's stupid son to arrive at Uchiha Takano soon. You are dead. Uchiha Takano was shocked. He didn't expect that Hinata Hikari would even find the biggest boss in Konoha hidden village. He was suddenly a little unsure. The village chief's stupid son is Sarutobi Ryo, and Uchiha Takano naturally dare not touch him at the moment. But the problem is, are Hinata Hikari's words true or false? Regardless of whether it was true or not, in order not to be exposed, he could only retreat first. Haha, it's interesting, Hinata Hikari, let's play slowly after we look up and look down. Uchiha Takano formed a seal with one hand and disappeared from the scene like a gust of wind. A few leaves fell, and it was the OD version of the secret technique of instant body that everyone must have, Konoha Shunshin. In this way, Hinata Hikaru succeeded in scaring Uchiha Takano away by using the name of the village chief's silly son, which was nothing. Namikaze Minato let out a sigh of relief. Ri Xiangxiao was speechless for a while. People who have never seen Hinata's tricks are easily frightened by her yelling, yeah, ah, 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 ah. What to do with these 3 people? After confirming that Uchiha Takano was indeed gone, Hinata Xiao pointed at the 3 guys who still looked confused. First, use Bagua Kong Palm to touch their acupuncture points. Hinata Hikaru ordered. Although she had doubts, Ri Xiangxiao did as she was told. With Hinata Xiao's 3 consecutive palm strikes, the attack from a distance hit the acupuncture points of 3 Kusagakura village genin. Mobile Station. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 96. Okay, what should we do next? Ri Xiangxiao asked. Using soft fists to touch their acupuncture points was naturally to prevent the 3 of them from being controlled by the Sharinan and causing violence and hurting others. Just how to deal with it later. Of course it's to be kind to others, Hinata replied matter-of-factly. Be kind to others. Ri Xiangxiao feels like why she doesn't understand? Then they saw Hinata walking quickly towards the 3 people. First, he took away the ninja bag from the other party. After weighing it, it was very heavy. It seemed that at least it would not be a loss. Then, he took away an umbrella carried by the ninja of Kusagakura village. This is no ordinary umbrella. Hinata Hikaru shook her umbrella. He began to explain to Namikaze Minato and Hinata Ao. At this moment, she could not see Jidao or self-consciousness at all. Hinata turned the umbrella around and looked up and down. This umbrella is a copycat of the umbrella used by the ninjas of the Hidden Rain village. It contains a mechanism and many needle senbons. As long as you use ninjutsu and the mechanism to activate it, you can launch a dense senbon rain that can penetrate the rocks. Its name is like rain and dew on 1,000 books. Hinata Xiao has obviously heard of this ninjutsu, because it is the specialty skill of the ninjas in Yuyan village, and the difficulty is level C. Many Amegakure village ninjas use similar ninjutsu, or variations. Look at this little fat piece of paper again. Hinata very skillfully sealed the umbrella with a blank scroll. He was so proficient that Ri Xiangxiao couldn't help but complain. Hinata Hikaru, how skilled are you? Hikaru Hinata walked over to the other person. This Kusakure village ninja is short in stature, but very stocky. Look at his palms. Hinata kicked her foot. Hinata Xiao discovered that the ninja of Kusugakura village had many calluses on the palm of his right hand. It's the palm technique. Quack, that's right. Hinata nodded. Only by practicing palm skills all year round can such marks be formed. The ninjas of Kusagakura village plagiarized the Hyuga clan's soft fist and copied it into a famous ninjutsu. Grass shadow style explosive palm. In the previous life, Hinata knew this type of physical technique. Unlike the Hyuga clan's soft fist, the Kusage Ryu explosive palm has the completely opposite effect. Explosive palm can activate the flow of chakra in the human body. Furthermore, it injects its own chakra into the enemy's body. When the amount and flow rate of chakra in the enemy's body is overloaded, it will boo. That's why it's called Kusage Ryu explosive palm. From what you said, it seems that the ninjas in Kusakure village rely on copying other people's techniques to make a living. Of course. What the Kusagakura ninjas are good at is stealing, stealing, stealing. They like to take other people's things as their own. Whether it's ninja tools, ninjutsu, taijutsu, illusions, blood inheritance limits or various intelligence. All the ninjas in Kusagakura village will steal it. It can be said that this is a ninja village composed of a group of masters. But the 3 Kusagakura village ninjas would never have imagined that they were robbed by Hinata Hikari. This is called the way of heaven and good reincarnation. So there is one last person. What is so special about this 3rd Kusagakura ninja? Gaga, there's nothing special about it. It just explodes scrolls. Now it's time to draw the prize. Saying words that he didn't understand at all, Ri Xiangxiao saw Hinata's eyes open. BIA is liver. It is written as I roll, and pronounced BIA means liver. There is. Hinata glanced with his white eyes, which was more accurate than a scanner. She put her little hand into the other person's arms and touched it. I saw a scroll pulled out from inside. The corners of Hinataxio's mouth twitched. He finally understood what the prize drawing process was. How do you know that there is a scroll on the ninja of Kusakure village? Hinata Xiao became more and more confused. Haha, Hinata-san, Namikaze Minato smiled. This starts with the rule of Kusakure village. The magical Namikaze Konk also knows everything. This is the benefit of reading more. Namikaze Minato likes to read books in his free time. Reading is his biggest hobby. Kusagakure village, bordering Konoha. In the original work, the Third Ninja War took place in Kusagakure village. What Kaien village is best at is stealing intelligence and adapting to the situation. Kaien village is an ally with every major country. This is why during the Third Ninja World War, Iwagakure village directly ignored Kusagakure village and fought with Konoha ninjas in the country of grass. When the war broke out, the ninjas of Kusagakure village all ran to the side and acted as cowards, waiting for their advantage. Because there are two political powers in Kusakure village, the ninjas of Kusagakure village are very selfish. Everyone hides their own techniques instead of handing them over to the village. Namikaze Minato murmured. Because there is no benefit even if it is handed over to the village. Konoha is different. Most ninjas will hand over the ninjutsu scrolls they occasionally obtain to relevant institutions in the village in exchange for merit or other scrolls of the same level. Two regimes. Xiangxiao couldn't imagine that there were two political powers in one village. Isn't Kaien village ruled by four Kotters? The four Kotters are the ruling organization established by Kusagakure village to imitate the four top leaders of Konoha. Four elders serve as leaders. However, due to national strength, Kaien village has no influence, so the status of the four Kotters is equal. What I'm going to say next is secrets. Minato Namikaze lowered his voice. Xiangxiao also nodded appropriately. Actually, during the Warring States period when Kusakure village was not established, the country of Kusana had two kinds of forces. One is the peace-loving flower of grass. One is the grass that represents darkness. Unfortunately, the four officials of Kusakure village are not as harmless as they appear. They are the true grass of the hawks. When the Second Ninja War is about to start or even start in the future, Kusano Minoru will definitely take action. However, the flower of grass will hinder the reality of grass. The two groups have been fighting for almost thousands of years, from the time of the Six Paths Immortal to the present. Their children and grandchildren will join their respective gangs and continue the battles of their ancestors. Gaga, to put it simply, Kusano Minoru and Kusana no Hana are equivalent to Konoha's Hokage faction and Shimura Danzo's Root faction. One light and one dark, one light and one shadow. However, due to the lack of shadows in Kaien village, neither party accepted the other. Therefore, there will be no duplication of Sarutobi Hiruzen being able to overwhelm Danzo Shimura. And the two forces representing Ming and Dark are completely opposite to Konoha. The flower of grass represents justice and conscience, but it acts in secret. The reality of grass represents evil and violence, but acting in the light. Hinata Xiao never knew that there were so many secrets in the ninja world. Looking at the two people chatting, Xiangxiao suddenly felt that his reputation as a genius seemed undeserved. Not only Hinata, but even Namikaze Minato seemed to know everything. How come you were hit? Hinata Hikaru saw Hinata Xiao's thoughts. Then, she shook her head, sighed, and tried to comfort Xiangxiao. Sometimes being too good is not a good thing. Rixiangxiao. Okay, this is very shameless and very Hayagahakari. Mobile station. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 97. The rest is up to you, let them run with the wind. After the looting was completed, Hinata took a step forward, turned around and left. Hinata Xiao and Namikaze Minato looked at each other, wondering if they really wanted to do this. Also, what is running with the wind? It's time for the magical Namikaze Conch lecture hall. Referring to news that would put the trio in the headlines the next day. It was like running wildly on the streets of Konoha in the most primitive Stone Age human condition. If we don't do this, I'm afraid these three people will be silenced by Uchiha Takano. Namikaze Minato pondered. Then, he showed a gentle smile. As expected of Hinata Hikari-san, you are as kind-hearted as ever. Minato Namikaze, do you have any misunderstandings? Hinata Xiao frowned. He thought it was Minato Namikaze who automatically added a beautifying filter. But even so, R.I. Xiangxiao's movements were not slow at all. After the two of them worked together. Who am I, where I am, what I am doing? 3 philosophical questions. 10 minutes after Hikari and the others left, the 3 Kizagakure village ninjas woke up. They were confused for a moment. Suddenly I felt a chill on my body, and when I looked at it, wow, it had turned into something. The 3 Kusanagi looked at each other and saw the panic in each other's eyes. They remember. The last thing I saw was that Uchiha. Could it be that Uchiha is not actually from the police department, but just a robber who robbed someone on the road? Unexpectedly, this kind of thing would happen in Konoha Ninja Village, the Free Lighthouse. Of course, what they want to do now is not to condemn the Free Beacon, but to quickly break away from the situation. As a result, the 3 dogs looked around, using various buildings, obstacles, and shadows to hide themselves. Konoha is so scary. In the shadows, the tremors of the 3 grass ninjas echoed. The next day, early in the morning, Hinata went out. She ran to the bookstore specifically to buy this morning's newspaper. Hikari-san, morning. Early in the morning, Hinata Hikaru saw Namikaze Minato, who was also coming to buy newspapers. In other words, Namikaze Minato was already standing there in advance. Well, it's early for you too. Hinata Hikari also bought a portion, and the two of them just looked at it. Big news, someone is running with the wind. Unexpectedly, the ninja of Kizagakure village would actually do such a thing. This is the crooked nut. Other customers stood around, holding newspapers, and condemned the ninjas of Kizagakure. Hinata glanced at it and saw that today's headlines were: surprised yesterday, 3 Kizagakure village genin candidates actually ran with the wind. Just as Hikaru Hinata expected, the 3 ninjas of Kizagakure village succeeded in being sent to the newspaper headlines and the police department for running with the wind and being immoral. Those 3 guys were sent to the police department. Hinata Xiaofengfeng Guohuo walked in from outside, with a frown on his face. Oh, Hinata Xiao is not afraid of the 3 grass ninjas. What he was afraid of was that Hinata Hikaru's robbery would come to light. It's okay, Hinataxio-san. Namikaze Minato smiled and comforted. 3 grass ninjas are now famous figures. Although Kizagakure village is very weak and can be bullied by everyone, Konoha, a big country, still has to show the kindness it deserves. Under such intense public attention, Uchiha did not dare to do anything to those 3 grass ninjas. In the final analysis, the 3 grass ninjas were just pitifully manipulated by Uchiha Takano, although they failed. Hinata's success in sending them to today's headlines ensured their safety. Being cruel internally and cowardly externally is the consistent style of each family and ninja village. Even if Uchiha Takano knew it was us who did it, he couldn't do anything about it. Because once Uchiha Takano exercised his power and used the police department to hold Hinata Hikari responsible for blocking the road and looting, it would be tantamount to tearing his face and forcing Hinata Hikaru to tell him about using the Sharingan to control the 3 grass ninjas. Uchiha Takano is not stupid. He could only suffer the loss of being dumb. Both sides know it well. After confirming this matter, Hinata Hikari greeted Namikaze Minato and Hinata Xiao mysteriously. This leader will give you a good thing. Good stuff. As Hinata walked out of the bookstore, they came to the rooftop of a building. There are many buildings in Konoha, and naturally there are many rooftops. And you can often see Konoha ninjas showing off on various rooftops. Untie. Take out the scroll and make a seal. After a burst of smoke, an umbrella appeared in front of everyone. This is the umbrella from yesterday, but it doesn't look like it. Because the colors are different. Yesterday's umbrella looked like an ordinary oil paper umbrella. Simple, low-key, not easily noticed. But after being painted by Hinata Hikari, the combat effectiveness increased by several 100%. The red horns are 3 times faster. As long as the paint of the ninja tool is changed, the combat effectiveness will increase several times. Changing the paint will increase combat effectiveness. RGB light pollution can improve C performance by more than 50%. This is common sense. Yesterday, my leader asked the shadow clone to work all night, and then it was painted. The umbrella of the ninja of Kusakure village was painted with a white background by Hinata Hikaru. Also accompanied by red patterns. The handle and tip were changed to gold. What's the use of all this bells and whistles? Hinata Xiao frowned. He didn't believe that any kind of painting could improve combat effectiveness. You do not understand. Hinata Hikaru said sincerely. When it is painted, it is no longer an ordinary umbrella, but becomes a 1000-chance umbrella. Cough cough. Namikaze Minato coughed violently. He didn't know why he was coughing. Perhaps if I paint it purple one day, I can open a house of all things. Wait a minute, you will still be able to shadow the clone. Hinata Xiao interrupted Hinata Hikaru's nonsense, because she was afraid that if she continued to talk nonsense, another character would be persecuted. Ri Xiang Xiao knew that Ri Xiang Guang had a strange clone. But when did she learn the B-level shadow clone technique? Why, didn't this leader tell you? Hinata blinked and realized this. Isn't it normal to learn the A-level shuriken shadow clone technique, and then learn the B-level shadow clone technique along the way? Hinata Hikaru looked matter-of-fact. However, Hinata Xiao was twitching. Listen, is this human language? What does it mean that after learning the A-level shuriken shadow clone technique, you can also learn the B-level shadow clone technique? If it could really be like this, so many members of the Sarutobi clan would have gone to heaven long ago. Just as the 3 of them were about to continue talking, a figure suddenly appeared next to them. It's Dozawa. His face looked very ugly. Hikaru Hinata, Minato Namikaze, and Akira Hinata, I finally found you 3. Come with me. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 98. Dozawa is in the front, Hinata Hikaru and the other 3 are in the back, and Doubt is in the middle. Judging from the gloomy look on Tang's face, he probably guessed that something was going on. In line with the principle of asking if you don't understand, Hinata Hikaru said, Tangs, what's the matter with calling me the leader? Of course, if something happens, it's impossible for Tangs to make a special trip here. He sighed and frowned. It is said that the people brought from Union Village are causing trouble. Cloud Village. Hinata Xiao looked a little more serious. Union Village belongs to one of the 5 major countries. The population and military strength are no less than those of Konoha. In addition, Union Village also studies technology. There is water and soil on one side and people on the other. Most ninjas in Konoha are good at fire escape, while the ninjas in Kumigakure are good at thunder escape. Because of his proficiency in thunder release, the electrical equipment such as lights, televisions, and engines in the ninja world were all invented by Kumigakure. It can be said that Union Village has made a great contribution to improving the living standards of this world. What does the ninja riot in Union Village have to do with us? Hinata Xiao continued to ask. According to common sense, this kind of thing should be handled by other Konoha ninjas. No matter what, it would not be their turn. Dozawa was hesitant to speak, as if he didn't know what to say, To be precise, it's not the ninja who caused the trouble. You'll know when we get there. The three of them looked at each other, but continued to follow Tangzi. Although Hinata Ao doesn't know as much as Hinata Hikaru and Namikaze Minato, he can at least be considered an honors student with both good character and academic performance. He knows some history in the ninja world that the public should know. More than 20 years ago, the first ninja war took place. The second-generation Hokage Senju Tobirama signed a peace agreement with the second-generation Raikage, hoping that the two countries would reach an armistice agreement. To show his sincerity, Senju Tobirama personally went to Union Village. He was accompanied by 4 disciples, Hiruzen Sarutobi, Koharu, Mito Munin, and Danzo Shimura. As well as good people Uchiha Kagami and Akimichi Tofeng as bodyguards. However, at that time, the so-called Golden Horn and Silver Horn brothers were dissatisfied with the decision of Senju Tobirama and the second Raikage. Where the two shook hands and made peace, the Golden Horn and the Silver Horn attacked the second-generation Raikage. The second Raikage died on the spot. Although Senju Tobirama temporarily escaped, he later died among the queen. The second person to die was Uchiha Kaoru, who died at the age of 26. After Senju Tobirama, Uchiha Kagami also died because of his empress. Because of this incident, Sarutobi Hiruzen became the third Hokage. The son of the second-generation Raikage, now known as the third-generation Raikage, gathered his troops and destroyed the Golden Horn and Silver Horn, and then inherited the position of Raikage. Because of the tragic sacrifice, the two sides still signed a peace treaty and maintained peace after the First Ninja War. Although they were not allies, at least they never had a war with each other. This time, taking advantage of the Chunin exam, is it possible that Cloud Hidden Village will take any action? Gaga, it seems that the Sandaime Raikage is not as peaceful as his father. Hinata Hikari smiled. In the future, Konoha and Cloud Hidden Village will become enemies. It seems that the day when the peace treaty will crack is now. After all, the ninja world has been peaceful for too long. Namikaze Minato whispered. 20 years is enough for people to change. In the past, the third Raikage loved peace, but that does not mean that he loves peace now. People always change. Konoha, Ninja School. A group of ninjas whose skin color, height, and facial features were obviously different from those of the people from the Fire Country gathered here. The forehead protectors on their heads were made of white turbans, and the logo of Union Village was engraved on the metal block. By now, the identity is obvious. When Hinata Hikari and others arrived, there were already many people watching. As mentioned before, due to the Chunin examination, the ninja school is on vacation for 1 week, which is 7 days. Because the first test is a written test. For the written examination, the classroom of the ninja school was directly used as the examination room, so the elementary school students had to make room. However, the ninja teachers who should be busy or on vacation actually gathered here. Moreover, some ninja students were also here, and Hinata saw several familiar faces inside. This incident naturally alarmed the top management of Konoha. The ninja school is only 100 meters away from the Hokage building, and the Hokage will be here soon. Those people are. Looking around, R.I. Xiangxiao discovered some problems. There are only a few ninjas wearing forehead protectors in Cloud Hidden Village, and judging by their age and aura, they are all Jounin at least. As for the group of children behind them, if this leader is right, those children are all from the ninja school in Union Village. Hinata Hikaru took over the conversation and explained. Ninja School. It is an organization established by the second Hokage Senju Tobirama. Since its completion, major ninja villages have followed suit. There are 5 major countries in the ninja world, and there are a total of 5 ninja schools. However, due to limited strength and resources, the small ninja village does not have a ninja school. This is also the difference between a big ninja village and a small ninja village, a regular army and a miscellaneous army. The group of children in Hidden Cloud Village don't have forehead protectors on their foreheads, but they are all very fierce. In addition, they are not much older than Hinata Hikaru, and they even have the same hair. This shows that they are ninja school students. But the problem is, why are the people from Union Village bringing a group of elementary school students here? The arrival of Hyuga Hikaru set off a storm in Konoha. Each student gave Hinata a hard look. Because in the class test a few days ago, this little lunatic cost their wallets, was confused with Sarutobi Ryo, and even shamelessly won first place. They have to settle all kinds of grievances with Hinata Hikari. But at this moment, with outsiders in front of them, it would be difficult for them to have an attack. Looking at the guys from Hidden Cloud Village, all of them have their nostrils turned upward, like Uchiha, you know they are coming with bad intentions. Now, external matters matter. Hokage-sama is here. At this time, someone suddenly shouted. They saw a passage opening at the school gate, and it was none other than Hiruzen Sarutobi and several other high-level officials of Konoha. Koharu, Mito Monahan, and Shimura Danzo all arrived together. Although Sarutobi Hiruzen has a smile on his face, his eyes are sharp, revealing the air of a strong man. Hearing that something was going on in Cloud Hidden Village, he immediately came from the Hokage building. Since the other party didn't go straight to the Hokage building, it meant that he still weighed the importance. However, they are still deliberately making trouble here, trying to attract themselves. Because this is the closest location to the Hokage building. Lord Hokage. Everyone greeted Sarutobi Hiruzen. Even the several jonin of Cloud Hidden Village are no exception. And their arrogant expressions seemed to have calmed down a bit. After all, what appeared before them now was Konoha's strongest ninja, Sarutobi Hiruzen, who was at the cage level. At this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen was only 40 years old and in his prime. Be it physical strength, chakra, strength, or speed, they are all at their peak. As the saying goes, when Shinobu was in his prime, Sarutobi Hiruzen at this time was at the top of the mortal world. Facing this strongest man, even the ninjas of Union Village must show awe. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 99. All the ninjas from Kyomagakure village have come a long way. The journey has been hard, but why didn't I see the genin who came to take the exam? Union Village is 3 days away from the Land of Fire. If you include the journey from the Fire Country border to Konoha Hidden Village, the number will come to 4 days. What puzzled Hiruzen Sarutobi was that he had not received any news that genin were sent from Kyomagakure village. I learned from the Umbu under my command that today, the ninjas from Cloud Hidden Village came to Konoha, bringing only a group of children. Why is this? Hokage-sama, we in Kyomagakure village are not planning to take the Chunin exam this year. The jounin headed by Kyomagakure had dark skin, strong muscles, and was more than 2 heads taller than Sarutobi Hiruzen. 90% of the people in Union Village have black skin color. The remaining 10% is mixed with white, yellow, and other skin colors. As soon as this sentence came out, everyone frowned. Akihito, don't tell secrets, Hokage-sama, the Chunin exam will lead to the death of a large number of candidates who come to take the exam. Recently, the situation in the ninja world is unstable and we, Kyomagakure village, have decided to retain fresh troops. These words are extremely true and there is no politeness at all. It is almost said that the Second Ninja World War is about to start. We are afraid that other ninja villages will take this opportunity to harm the younger generation of Kyomagakure. Kyomagakure village must retain its strength and let the younger generation grow up as much as possible, instead of dying unnecessarily in the Chunin exam and becoming cannon fodder. At the same time, these words also show that Kyomagakure is not optimistic about the situation in the ninja world. Well, I can understand this. Hearing that Kyomagakure planned to miss the session, Sarutobi Hiruzen nodded. Immediately, he looked behind the Kyomagakure village jonin. So, These kids are. The last time I came here was more than 20 years ago. The appearance of the previous Hokage is still unforgettable in my mind. More than 20 years ago, Union Village sent an envoy to Konoha. It was at that time that the envoy from Kumoyan Village persuaded the second-generation Hokage Senju Tobirama. Senju Tobirama put aside his grudges and soon went to Union Village to discuss peace, and was even about to form an alliance. Sarutobi Hiruzen and others' eyes widened slightly. Including Koharu, Mitomanen, and Shimura Danzo, all recalled that period of time. At that time, not only the messengers from Union Village but also several children came. Seeing the reactions of Sarutobi Hiruzen and others, Kumigakure Murakunin smiled slightly. More than 20 years have passed, and a group of young talents have appeared in our hidden cloud village. I would like to bring them to see the world and see the performance of the younger generation in Konoha Hidden Village. The tone is completely different from 20 years ago. If he was humble and sincere before, then he is arrogant and domineering this time. Losing the second-generation Hokage Senju Tobirama is undoubtedly a huge blow to Konoha. As the founder of Ninja Masters, Senju Tobirama's imagination is astonishing and he has contributed countless valuable research results to Konoha. In later generations, there are countless major events that were directly or indirectly caused by the legacy of Senju Tobirama. This is a man who, even if he dies, can turn the world upside down. Or, Senju Tobirama's epitaph can be changed to "after my death," even if the ninja world is flooded. For example, the S-level forbidden art of filthy earth reincarnation. If there was no reincarnation of the dirty land, there wouldn't be all kinds of bad things. If there were no Senju Tobirama. Cough. The Chuyunin examination is a microcosm of the contest between national strength and national power. It is like a chessboard and ninjas are like chess pieces. Using ninja school students as chess pieces can also achieve the same effect. In short, although Kumigakure does not participate in the Chunin exam, it still has to compete with Konoha. But not with Genin but ninja student. Why don't you go find other ninja villages to compete? A ninja teacher said angrily. Are you an idiot? The next moment, the gaze of the Kumigakure Jounin glanced at him, and his eyes said so. Of course it's because the Chunin exams are held in Konoha. They came here to provoke me, and they had to explain the situation anyway. Another reason. It's because Senju Hashirama and Senju Tobirama left such a huge shadow on Cloud Hidden Village that they were afraid of being bitten by snakes for 10 years. Even though Senju Hashirama and Senju Tobirama are dead, the power of Konoha is still there. The Kumigakure village has been thinking about Konoha all day long, and is dismissive of other ninja villages. So much so that in the original work, during the Third Ninja War, the Kumo Hidden Village army attacked Konoha, but the Iwagakure village stole their hometown and killed the third-generation Raikage alive. I don't know what Hokage-sama wants. After the ninja from Hidden Cloud Village finished speaking, he looked behind him. The youngest of the elementary school students he and his companions brought looked about the same age as Hinata Hikari and others. The older ones are about 11 or 2 years old. But most of them had dark skin and sharp eyes, the eyes of young girls, and they glanced at Konoha with great disdain. These guys from Union Village are so arrogant. How dare you be so crazy in other people's territory? The elementary school students here in Konoha also have unkind expressions on their faces, and they tend to take action if they disagree. The Sandaime Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen thought for a moment and subconsciously glanced behind him. His eyes swept over the crowd, and finally settled on Hinata Hikaru, Namikaze Minato, Hinata Xiao, and his stupid son Sarutobi Ryo. It's already here, Hinata Hikari, what are you still doing? Sarutobi Ryo, who had been here a long time ago, couldn't help but ask when he saw Hinata pointing at a scroll. Gaga, this leader will not give you any health. Hinata moved the scroll toward him. Ri Xiangxiao was speechless. Hinata Hikari was looking at the ninjutsu scroll that he got from the Kusakure village ninja yesterday. It's like Rain and Dew. Like Rain and Dew 1000 books, difficulty level C, Shuyunin level. Release it through Kinji umbrella, a special umbrella. Paired with the umbrella she grabbed, it can be said to be a complete set. But the problem is, now that we are facing a powerful enemy, do you have to feel a little nervous? Sarutobi Ryo asked with an incredulous look on his face. This Hinata seems to be here to watch the fun. It's really nothing to do with yourself. The enemy is now. Hinata opened her crystal eyes wide. Liangzi, what are you talking about? Isn't the other party a group of primary school students? Ryo Sarutobi. Something seems wrong. But couldn't refute it? How is this going? No matter how high Sarutobi's IQ was, this moment left Hinata completely confused. Well, the other party is indeed a group of elementary school students, R.I. Xiangxiao confirmed after using his perception ability to detect. You weirdos are not normal, you are not normal. Sarutobi Ryo said as he hurriedly walked away. Who are these people? You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 100. Watching the interaction between his silly son and Hinata Hikari and others, Sarutobi Hiruzen felt quite pleased in his heart. Although the other party is aggressive, the person who comes is not good. But they also have a very outstanding young generation here. Well, yes. Sarutobi Hiruzen nodded and agreed. But everyone has come a long way, why don't you take a rest first, or wait until the Chuyunin exam is over and take this opportunity to observe the genin of other ninja villages? Haha, no need, Hokage-sama, if it is convenient for everyone in Konoha, just compete here directly. Although the Kyomagakure Murakami Jonin smiled on his face, his attitude was extremely arrogant. Union Village advocates strength. The Raikage rules the village with his strong personal charisma. The straightforward style also makes Union Village less cunning and more upright. What's worse is that he doesn't even bother to be polite when speaking. It is good. Sarutobi Hiruzen nodded and walked aside. Everyone followed Sarutobi Hiruzen's movements and began to move. The large open space in front of the teaching building was highlighted by two groups of people. The formation. Several ninja teachers looked at each other and started to act in the next moment. 5 figures jumped out from the crowd, occupying 5 corners respectively. Ninja. As the seal was completed, the 5 ninja teachers clapped their hands on the ground at the same time. 5 seal barriers. I saw black lines and spells spreading from everyone's hands, quickly connecting to form a pentagonal formation. Then, everyone took out a talisman from their hands, and as a handful of kunao was fixed on the ground, the talisman with the word sealing written on it was attached to the ground. At this point, with the 5 people joining forces, the sea-level barrier that can even be immune to Jonin-level Taijutsu, Ninjutsu 5 seal barrier is completed. This kind of flowing movement, coupled with the unique barrier, made the ninjas of Kyomagakure village envious. They took a deep breath and hid the greed in their eyes very well. Because of the marriage between the Uzumaki clan and Konoha, Konoha has mastered the most advanced sealing and barrier techniques in the ninja world. It can be said that among the 5 major countries, it is the country with the strongest sealing and enchantment techniques. This method makes other countries covet. But there is no way. Weren't you all very positive on the way here? Why aren't you talking now? The Jonin from Hidden Cloud Village just now turned around and scolded him. The primary school students in Union Village who were still dumbfounded when they saw the barrier reacted immediately. I'll come first. I saw a young man walking out of the crowd at Union Village. He looks about 11 or 2 years old and has the dark skin and white hair of a traditional Kyomagakure ninja. And very strong build. I'm Troy. The young man from Union Village announced his name without being humble or arrogant. However, the look in his black eyes showed the ferocity from within. Cloud Hidden Village advocates strength, and Raikage is the strongest person. In their village, only those with big fists can gain respect from others. Strange name. The skin color is also weird. There were whispers in Konoha. 9 out of 10 names of the people in Union Village have in the last word, which each symbolizes different meanings. It's as popular as Konoha's XX Gauden ER, XX Pill, and Kwiwa ER. Hinata Hikaru opened his mouth and came in a serious tone. Ori Xiangxia was led astray again. In response to this, Namikaze Minato could only laugh twice. Troy took a deep breath, stepped forward, and walked into the barrier without hesitation. His courage not only inspired his companions, but even Konoha looked at him with admiration. On the side of Konoha, someone was fighting. Thousands of hands. Black hair, eye-catching family emblem. It is Qian Handang of the Thousand Hands clan. Qian Shuang is 11 years old and a senior student who is about to graduate. At the same time, he is also the senior of Hinata Hikaru's primary school students. Seeing the Senju clan going into battle, everyone in Konoha was looking forward to his performance. As one of the two major ethnic groups that founded the village of Konoha, the Senju clan has always been the backbone of Konoha. Until the first ninja war occurred, most of the Senju clan suffered casualties on the battlefield. With the death of Senju Tobirama, more Senju clan members sacrificed their lives in order to stop the war. This also led to the gradual decline of the Thousand Hands clan. But today is a good opportunity to show people from other countries' ninja villages that the Senju clan is still the strongest clan. Qianshao was full of confidence and also entered the barrier. As the two got into position, Michiko-sensei announced, "Start." After giving the order, Thousand Hands moved. His figure flashed at great speed. It can be seen from here that he has practiced his physical skills well. Generally speaking, the Senju clan will regard Konoha fluid technique as a basic training. Taijutsu such as Konoha Whirlwind and Konoha Gale are as popular among the Senju clan as Uchiha's powerful fireball. As chakra activated the body, Senjuane's speed soared to the extreme. But Troy stood still, seemingly not paying attention at all. Those eyes just watched the opponents approach calmly. Sarutobi Hiruzen and others watched this scene. The four experienced senior executives could tell at a glance that Troy's confident appearance meant that he must have a way to deal with it. Thousand Hands Aang may not be Troy's opponent. The Konoha Whirlwind. Thousand Hands Aang's attack arrives in the blink of an eye. He jumped, spun around, and kicked out suddenly. However, the trick that no one dared to forcefully parry failed after trying it all. The sturdy Troy just raised his hand suddenly. Boom! One hand blocked Qianshuang's attack. This is the ninja size advantage. When your body is strong enough, you can even fight the tailed beast hand to hand, by the Sandaime Raikage. Troy is naturally not as good as the Sandaime Raikage. After all, he is just a primary school student in Kyomagakure village. But it's enough to deal with Thousand Hands Aang. Because the third Raikage, as well as the first and second Raikages, can even trace their deeds back to earlier generations, masculine beauty flourished throughout Kyomagakure. Creatures like Muscle Brother Gui appear endlessly in Union Village. The veins in Troy's arm that blocked Qianshuang were bulging and the muscles were stiff. Only then did everyone realize that his arms were almost as thick as Qianshuang's thighs. A small brother appears on the paper. This. Qianshuang was shocked, obviously not expecting that the power gap between the two sides was so huge. But never mind. Konoha's Whirlwind is a two-stage attack, as well as a left foot. Qianshuang kicked out suddenly, another kick. Boom. However, this kick was easily blocked by Troy just like before. Then, Troy grinned, showing his white teeth, "It's my turn, Konoha guy." Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 101. Power is not on the same level at all. Everyone here in Konoha looked unhappy. The opponent is a muscular brother and has an advantage in physical skills. Troy suddenly waved his hands and wrapped Qianchuang tightly. Qianchuang struggled hard, but the opponent's strength was too great. And with Troy's exertion, Qian Handao's body was strangled so hard that it made loud noises. Qianchuang's body began to tremble, and soon his face turned red and then turned white. "We admit defeat," a ninja teacher shouted. Troy smiled and threw Thousand Hands Ang directly. With this throw, Qianchuang fell heavily to the ground and passed out. "Are all the people in Konoha so reckless? I thought we were the only ones in Hidden Cloud Village who were like this, but recklessness has to match its due strength. Anyway, it's too weak." Troy flexed his muscles and stepped back half sarcastically. He was obviously a 12-year-old boy, but he looked extremely strong. Is this the ninja student from Kyomagakure village? On Konoha's side, everyone's heart suddenly sank to the bottom. This guy is very strong at the level of a ninja school student. After the first round, Troy left the field, and Senjuane was helped down by the ninja teacher. After that, another person walked out from Union Village. This ninja school student was similar in age to Troy, but unlike his companions, his complexion was dark. On the contrary, it is too white. Similarly, his physique is not as strong as Troy's, and he looks ordinary. But there is a sword on his back. 3 red diamond shapes are outlined on the hilt of the sword in a continuous spread. It is the standard blade of Kyomoyan village. It is called Yunliu sword for short. Cloud Hidden Village not only has 8 tails and 2 tails. It also has the ability to develop technology and ninjutsu. He is also very accomplished in swordsmanship. Many Kyomagakure ninjas use the sword technique named for the beginning. It can be said that it is a ninja village with no shortcomings. Judging from their obvious substitutions, Union Village had some reservations, and it seemed that they did not intend to defeat everyone by one person for the time being. Levi. The young man from Union Village said his name very coldly, and then directly held the Yunliu sword. Oh! Seeing this scene, Hinata, who was studying the scroll, raised his head slightly. There was a flash of light in those exquisite and clear eyes. The Yunliu sword in this guy's hand reminded her of something from the past. What's wrong? Is he very strong? R.I. Xiangxiao couldn't help but ask when he saw the strange expression of R.I. Xiangguang. No, this leader just thinks his sword is very interesting. Hinata Hikaru smiled on his little face as his memory flashed back. I come. Just then, an Uchiha emerged from the crowd. It's Uchiha Handfire. Uchiha Handfire, 11 years old, senior student. Seeing the Uchiha clan members walking out, everyone couldn't help but be filled with expectations. The Uchiha clan is as famous as the Senju clan. Although their nostrils are turned upward, it cannot be denied that there are many elites in their clan. In dealing with foreign enemies, the Uchiha clan's fighting power shocked the entire ninja world. Haha, it's not that bad. Levi from Union Village said coldly. Arrogance. Uchiha, who crossed his chest with his hands, looked cold. As an Uchiha, you will never allow others to be more arrogant than yourself. The two looked at each other and opened their stance. The next moment, they rushed towards each other at the same time. Uchiha took out a bunch of shurikens from his arms and threw them suddenly. The shuriken made a whizzing sound as it shot through the air and struck the opponent. Levi quickly swung the cloud sword in his hand, and with a few tinkling sounds and sparks, he successfully blocked the shuriken. Everyone discovered that Levi actually resisted the attack with the Yunliu sword in its scabbard. To put it nicely, it is called fear of hurting the opponent. But he certainly wouldn't think so. In other words, does Levi think that Uchiha's handfire is not qualified to force him to pull out the Unryu sword? Arrogant, really extremely arrogant. Uchiha's face turned cold and his expression became even more ugly. The other party actually underestimated him. Then let him know how powerful the Uchiha clan is. Fire escape. Uchiha formed a hand seal. At this time, the distance between the two sides was close to about 6 meters. The maximum range of the How fireball technique is 5 meters. In other words, when the seal is completed, you can enter the attack range of the fireball. Humph! When Levi saw Uchiha's hand seal, not only was he not afraid, but he showed a hint of sarcasm. See you soon. Levi also forms the seal. But one-handed. Sketch. Levi disappeared. Then, there was a flash of sword light in the air, and a sharp arc slashed towards Uchiha's hand. This sword, combined with the teleportation technique, is as fast as lightning. Levi made a mistake and missed Uchiha. Slash before cloud flow. Along with Levi's murmur, there was Uchiha's scream of hand fire. There was a gash on his side, and blood was flowing profusely. Uchiha sprinted forward and fell to the ground, holding his own wound and shaking. Before forming a seal, consider whether the other party will give you the seal. Levi held a sword in his arms and sheathed his sword. After making a mockery, he walked back to the crowd. The Konoha side was silent. The technique of How fireball has 5 seals. The technique of instant body is a seal. It's self-evident which one starts faster. Although the teleportation technique requires concentration and cannot be disturbed, so few ninjas will use it in battle. However, even this is much faster than an unmasked fireball. Uchiha's hands lacked actual combat experience. He didn't understand that most of the time, Jin had to seize the opportunity, or dodge backward to take advantage of the opportunity. Instead of just forming seals when meeting people. Unless his hand speed breaks through the sky. When Konoha hurriedly lifted Uchiha's hand off. The Senju clan and the Uchiha clan only have this kind of strength. A female voice came from the crowd in Union Village. Indifferent and sarcastic. Following her voice, Union Village quickly dispersed to make room for her. Goose yellow hair, fair skin, and face. She is a very beautiful girl. However, the look in her eyes made people feel uncomfortable. Everyone saw hatred in her eyes. You don't need to take action here, just watch from the side. The Jonin from Hidden Cloud Village looked at the girl with a serious face. His appearance as if he was facing a formidable enemy made Sarutobi Hiruzen and others have bad thoughts in their hearts. The girl shook her head, sneered, and spread her hands. I finally came here. Although I didn't see the rumored combat power of the Senju clan and the Uchiha clan, at least I can let them understand that I am the strongest among the ninja students. The girl took a step forward. My name is Akumi Ni. You guys. She stretched out her white and slender fingers and pointed at the child on the Konoha side. No one is my opponent. The Konoha side was immediately in an uproar.